Hey guys, the Quack45 here, and today I have episode 8, I believe it is, of my Versatech survival series. So, in this episode, we are going to be continuing down the line of this electricity and machinery sort of thing that we started in the last episode with the creation of that Stirling generator. And we're going to get started with a little something called the Enrichment Chamber. This is a Mekanism machine that will allow us to double our ore output because it produces 2 dust for every ore you put into it, and each dust smelts to 1 ingot. So I'll be able to take all of these lovely ores that I have and get twice the amount from them. Most ores, I don't know if it's all of them, but it should be most. So that will be good. Let's get started crafting that. So if you hit R on it, it tells you that it needs 4 redstone, 2 iron ingots, 2 basic control circuits, and steel casing. Steel casing is made with steel and an osmium ingot. But before we get to how to make the steel and what osmium is and stuff, we have to talk about the basic control circuits. So these are made in a metallurgic infuser using redstone infused into an osmium ingot. You might be wondering, what is a metallurgic infuser? Well, it's a machine that lets you infuse things into metal ingots, thus creating other things. It is crafted like so. I have it right here. It is another Mekanism machine, of course, and it's a vital thing that we will need. So it's a nice and simple recipe, except for the fact that it requires osmium. So osmium is Mekanism's main ore. It's a world gen thing, and it's an overworld ore. It's fairly common. You'll find a good amount of it, and it can be doubled through Mekanism and all kinds of other things. So let's just craft this guy right here. Boom, now we have our lovely metallurgic infuser. Okay, let's go plop this guy next to the... Actually, I'm going to grab some coal. Let's go plop this guy next to the Stirling generator. And, well, we're going to place him down and generate a little bit of power. So, out on the right side, we're going to say output. I don't know if that's quite necessary, but I'm just going to, just in case. Ender.io has this menu where you click on this, and it has all the sides in this sort of graphic, or in this sort of 3D model that shows you what's on all the sides. So you click through it to select what you want it to do. We're going to say push power out the right side into the metallurgic infuser. So let's put some coal into here and get it generating. Good. So that's sticking some power into this guy. We're just going to give it a minute to produce a little bit of power. I'll be right back. Okay, that should be enough power. We got this guy full up and about 10,000 RF in this guy, and he's also generating more power as we go. So that should be good enough. So it said we need osmium and we need to infuse it with redstone. That will produce these basic control circuits. So let's grab a little bit of osmium, 2 ingots, we need 2 control circuits, and infuse it with 2 bits of redstone. So we put the osmium here, and we put 2 redstone right here. Now it's going to start infusing with the lovely redstone, producing the basic circuit. Give it a second. Here's one. See, this is completely breaking even, actually, so it's not producing any power right now. It's just using the exact amount that's being produced. And we got our second one. Lovely. Now it's going to continue generating some power. I'm just going to leave that there so that I have more power. That'll be nice. So, yeah, basically, when you put stuff into the left side, into this purple slot on the metallurgic infuser, it consumes it and puts it into this buffer right here. If you, say, put in redstone, and then after that you want to put in coal or charcoal or something to create steel, you're going to have to dump the redstone that's in there or use it, one or the other, your choice. Okay, so we have our basic control circuit, but we still need this steel casing right here. What is this made out of? So it's made out of an osmium ingot surrounded by 4 steel ingots. Now there's several steel ingots because different mods add their own. The ones that we are concerned about, there's Damascus steel, black steel, and shadow steel. Those are all metallurgy things. Sucks for that warp zombie. And basically, this steel ingot is the metallurgy steel. We could make this if we wanted to, but I'm not going to because it requires a little bit more power. So what you'd do for this is you'd infuse enriched iron with coal to produce steel dust and then smelt that. Enriched iron is made by infusing an iron ingot with coal. So I'm not going to do that. There's also this option, which is, well, there's this option actually, which is the metallurgy one. I would be making this if I had the ability to, which I don't because I have no way to produce the dusts yet because I need the enrichment chamber for that. So we're not going to be doing that. We're going to be making this steel right here, which you can see right here. That's the wrong steel. This steel can be produced using the smeltery. So if you click on this, it tells you smeltery alloying. If you put iron and manganese in here, you will get steel ingots. I've already done some of that, so this is manganese, this is iron. They are both overworld ores. They are fairly common, iron is fairly common. Manganese is sort of in between. I had 11 pieces of ore in general, or in total, but this plus this was 6. So, yeah, let's pour some of this steel out. We'll just pour a block out, because that'll be nice and easy. I should get my second faucet. I really should. Just give that a minute to pour out. I'm going to go gather the other things that I need. So that's 4 pieces of iron. Oh, I need to make some more iron. Would you look at that? I will find my iron and stick this guy in here. And when I am ready, I will get back to you with all of this. Okay, good. Alright, we got our iron and our steel and our osmium. I forgot about the osmium before, but you will need it, obviously, because you need to craft this steel case. So, let's go over to a crafting table and get that done. So, it's a very simple recipe. Piece of osmium in the middle, and 4 steel around it. Nice and easy. Good. Now, what we need is 4 pieces of redstone and 2 iron ingots. We have enough of all of that, so I'm just gonna use NEI's feature, where you shift right click on this question mark and it will put the recipe in. If you do just hang on, there we are. So that's sort of showing it. If you do or shift left click to do it, if you do just a left click, it'll have like a sort of a shadow of each object. But if you do shift left click and you have all the items in your inventory, it'll automatically put them in here. Nice feature. Good. So, now we have this stuff. I'm actually going to make a little bit more because what I would have to do right now is have the Metallurgic Infuser and the Enrichment Chamber on like different sides of the Stirling generator, which is kind of limiting, kind of irritating. So instead what I'm going to do is use a little bit more of this iron to create some cables. The most basic one that I know of, the one that I'm going with, is Mechanism's universal cables, basic universal cable that are capable of transferring 500 joules per tick. That's not a large amount, but it's good enough for now. So it's just crafted like that. 2 pieces of steel and 1 redstone gets you 8 of these guys. So let's just put these guys, I think I'm going to put them under the ground because that's a little bit neater. I will be right back to you when I'm done with that. Okay, great. We've got the cable laid out and all the machines connected and powered. One thing to note is that I didn't need to set the bottom to pull or to push power. Turns out it just doesn't really care by default. So you can disable it if you toggle through. There's push pull, and disabled, and then just default, which doesn't really care. It'll push pull. So yeah, if you want to set it up to be more advanced, more sort of whatever the word would be, specific, precise, whatever. If you want to make some complex systems, you can do that, but for just things like this, which is just a line of machines, this will do just fine. I want to see if one more thing is cheap to make. No. Okay, so that's a little bit more complex. That's the configurator, which is basically Mechanism's wrench. And that's a thing that you might want to have available, but we'll make that in another episode, I think. I think next episode I'm going to make myself a bow, and I might be able to make the configurator as well in that episode, because it'll be a little bit simpler. I'll also show you right now just how to make iron using the Metallurgic Infuser, which you will be able to, or which you'll have available, obviously, pretty quickly, because it's very cheap machine, basically the most basic one, or basically the most basic, good job, Brain, pretty much the most basic one that there is in all of Mekanism, so it's nice and easy to make. You just take, I'm gonna have to get a little bit more coal. As I said, you just take, there we are, you just take iron and infuse it with coal, which you put in the left, obviously, and then you get this enriched iron, and you infuse it with coal once more. I will be back to you when this guy's done. Okay, good, it's done, so we'll put our 4 coal back in, and our 4 enriched iron in, and it's going to make the lovely, lovely steel, which is, of course, a different block ID from this guy, so it's not going to stack. The 3 different steels are different block IDs, so they're not going to stack. It does get you steel dust. I forgot to mention that. It's steel dust, not steel, so you will need to smelt it in a I almost said in a smeltery. No, in a furnace. Look at this guy, and I'll show you. Alright, here it is. It's just smelting, obviously. Nice and simple, and it is going to result in a different steel ingot. These do not stack, they instead interchange. So, I believe that's all I have to say for this video. I hope you enjoyed the video. I certainly enjoyed making it. I hope it was informative. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments down below. I will do my best to answer them. Thanks for watching, and bye.